What's going on, people? I am pissed right now. I am pissed off. I got some stuff I need to get off my chest, and I thought I should do it in this manner. Right now, let me just start at the beginning. If you are thinking about the corporate papers, you need to get in now, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. You need to stop waiting. You need to stop pussyfooting. Go below, get in the corporate papers now. Now, one of the things I want to talk about tonight, and I'm going to explain why you need to get in now, is today I got someone who wanted to challenge my knowledge about holding companies and operating companies. And I will admit, I don't tell you guys everything. One of the things that I do, and the reason I designed the curriculum the way that I did, was so that you could do it and not get in trouble. Right now, there are so many people who want to do these esoteric things. And I got this email from this guy who was going on about charging orders, piercing the corporate veil, and all of this stuff. And I got absolutely nothing about starting a business. And it got me to thinking, how many other folks are thinking like this? That if they set up a holding company, they set up an operating LLC, they're going to be in the money. The reason that you want to get in the corporate papers is the next 3 months, we're going to get into the heavy lifting, the dirty details of starting a business. Now, one of the things you guys have got to understand, having a holding company and operating companies with no revenue stream, you're hustling backwards. You're hustling backwards. You're not going to make, this whole thing was like, to me, it was a nitpicking email talking about stuff that has nothing to do with actually making money for your business. Nothing to do with making money for your business. Absolutely nothing, right? And I was just sitting there like, and I got mad and I sent my rebuttals and I sent like 3 emails, like boom, 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 boom. All right, guys, you want to jump in the corporate papers because having a holding company, having an operating company is great if you are making some money. If you're not making any money, a holding company, an operating company is absolutely worthless to you. It is absolutely worthless. And like this whole thing, like I get these questions when I do live streams and people ask about moving the LLC to another state. And the quickest way is to move in as a foreign entity and be assigned a foreign entity. Some states allow you to transfer your LLC. But I got a question. Why would you move your LLC from one state to another if you don't have no customers there? Why would you do that? And let me go ahead and give you the source. Let's say you had your holding company headquartered in Florida with no state tax, right? And let's say this holding company owned a company that was in California. Do you think having that holding company in Florida with no state tax is going to insulate you from California state tax? It's not, because you have a whole operating company in California, employees in California, so you're going to pay payroll tax, you're going to pay state tax, and you're going to pay taxes on the revenue earned in California, even though your holding company is in Florida. See, this is so frustrating. A lot of you guys are spellbound and mesmerized by the holding company game, and you shouldn't be. The holding company, the LLCs, that's just a tool. That's just a tool, right? The real magic, and I even had people, it's like $5,000 to teach people how to set up LLCs. I'm sitting there like, there's way more to it. There's way more to it. And what I am beginning to suspect is people are looking at the holding company, operating company structure, kind of like they look at investing as a mythical beast, right? It's not. It's not. So you guys who are going ahead and want to create a holding company and create an operating company, good, great, awesome. But more importantly, you should build a sustainable business. I have a holding company that makes money. I have a holding, and like this whole thing, like paying yourself. I was just sitting there like, you want to know why I recommend you guys get a payroll service to pay yourself once your business is making enough money? Payroll can be very complicated. Like with this, you got to get a number from the Georgia Department of Labor and some other stuff and some other stuff and some other stuff. And you got to make sure all these accounts are appropriately set up. And to me, it is just cheaper and easier to just pay a payroll company to do all that stuff than to try to figure that out. Then he was talking about like you could take, as a W-2, you could take some as a K-1. I'm just sitting there like, not once, nothing in the email was talking about starting a business. It was all predicated on holding companies and LLCs, which you can do. Like, I'm trying to give you guys usable, digestible training. And before we get into all of the fancy stuff, you got to master the basics. You know what the basics are? Getting a customer to buy your product or service. We cannot go past go until we get there. The holding company, the LLC, they mean nothing without the basics. They mean nothing. Nothing. And a lot of you guys are kind of like spellbound. And I'm like, okay, one of the reasons that I can, let's talk about renting your house out to your business. You need a holding company. You need to do this. There's a certain sequence of strategies you need to do to make that work. And you need a YouTube channel to make that work. And everybody is trying to do that without the YouTube channel. Well, Glendon, man, I don't want to do YouTube. Is there a way to? No, there's no way to do it without YouTube. No, you can't do it without the YouTube channel. No, you cannot rent your cars to your business without the YouTube channel in the manner that I do. You can't do it. So you need the YouTube channel. And a lot of people, everyone's trying to hack and circumvent. And this person is in the corporate papers. And I looked, he ain't even doing the work. This is a big issue, guys. You got to do all of the steps. You got to do them in the proper sequence. Because what I want to teach you is to build a sustainable business that makes money for decades. I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm in my second decade. I want that for you. And you're not going to get there being lazy, not doing all the steps and skipping stuff because you don't feel like it. I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do that. So, guys, you got to do it. You got to do all the steps. And what we're going to get into with the corporate papers in the next 3 months, let me explain. Right now, we're going to do our second session on marketplace data. It is not sexy. It's not a title like how to, I can put up a title here on YouTube, how to get customers, how to conduct marketplace data, and virtually no one's going to watch it because it's work. I've got my iPad working. I got my pen working. We're going to get into some deeper stuff because here's the thing, guys. You got to do this. You want to know how I knew that the corporate toolbox and the corporate papers would win before I created it? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Holding company. All right. Here it is. All right. So let me go ahead and show you guys. All right. Fat Cat Secrets. Remember the blue hoodie with the skull? Holding company game. That's not the one. Starting the whole company before you start your bips, tips and advice. How to set up a holding company for real estate, not clickbait. The art of holding. Why you need a holding company. Are your papers in order? Family trust a holding company. Why organize a holding company? How to start more than one business. So look at some of this stuff is a year to 3 to 4 years old, right? Now I'm gonna have to explain to you what I did. I did what's called direct response marketing. I knew the holding company stuff would work before I created the first course because I did my marketplace data. I knew based upon these videos, and let me show you. I'm going to show you the one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one's got 21,000 views, 27,000 views. I've been doing this stuff for years. I've been doing this for years. Where is the one? Like I said, I've been doing this the coldest winter ever. I said this before Kevin Samuels did Winter is Coming, the coldest winter ever. The homosexual revolution. The first few years of business, why you should prepare yourself and push through it. I did that 2 years ago. I've got a ton of videos up here talking about holding companies. See, this is direct response marketing. I knew that the holding company training would work before I even did it. And there was one video. Let's see. Let me go back. I got a lot of content. I did a lot of testing, put up a lot of data. Fat Cat Secrets, how LLCs make you bank stuff your lawyer will never tell you. I did this 4 years ago, 140,000 views. That one video let me know that the LLC stuff was going to work. I got tons and tons of data on this. Tons and tons of data. There are definitely a lot of people with LLCs with little to no revenue, no business model, no product or service, and have been like that for years. It sounds good to say I have an LLC. Wayman Brown, you nailed it. You nailed it. Jawan, not my cup of tea, but if you want to do it. I just started Are you past the Zoom meetings available for replay? Actually, you should have, Jay Garman, you should have got an email that talked to you what you should be doing. I send this email out every day, and like people ignore it. It gives, matter of fact, I can't get to it on this computer, but you've got things you should be doing that will literally take you 4 weeks to do. So Jay Garman, did you get the email saying what you should do? Did you ignore it? I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. I'm probably going to do that as a YouTube video tomorrow. But guys, we're about to get into the heavy building. Also, Deanna, my assistant, will be working Saturday. Don't email me, email her, because a lot of people are emailing me. And let me describe my day. First of all, we went to get a car. On the way to get a car, we were in an accident. Fortunately, it was just a little fender bender. And then I went and got the car. Then I went to the department to get my license. And at the license, they were saying that they didn't have my insurance and they didn't have my emissions. So I was just like, hey, I'm tired. I'm going to lunch. So I left, come back, come to find out that Geico canceled my insurance policy because I have too many cars. Yep, they canceled it. So then I had to switch around, and then I went to my insurance agent, and I told her what I was doing, and she said, we can't cover your cars, and she gave me some numbers. So tomorrow, I got to find commercial insurance because it's only a matter of time before Geico cancel all my policies. I've been getting emails. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. So this is why I send these emails out, and I'm going to do a YouTube video tomorrow talking about this. So then I went and then I had to take 2 cars. The air conditioning went out on one car. Then a car that I need to get a tag from, I had fixed, and the starter went out today. So I got to get that towed tomorrow. This is how my day goes. So I don't really, when I'm here, I can answer emails. But when I'm at the office, I'm like 100 miles an hour, wide open. I don't have time for emails. So email my assistant, and she will be working Saturday. So we will be working on that Saturday. What numbers you look for on YouTube? What's going to happen this Sunday? We're going to be going into direct response marketing. We're going to talk about, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. And there's many ways you could do it. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And this is where the time comes in, guys. This is where the times come in. You're not going to figure out what this marketplace wants in a week or two. You're going to have to consistently put stuff to the market and see how the market reacts. And what you're going to find is you keep throwing stuff in the market, throwing stuff in the market, throwing stuff in the market. Some stuff is going to work. Some stuff isn't going to work. A lot of stuff isn't going to work. And then you're going to keep the stuff that works, and then you're going to model that. And I'm going to teach you how to do that, because this is what I'm doing with my car rental business. Next month, I'm going to be working on pricing models. I've been doing this. Next week will be 4 months, and I've been running experiments. I've been running tests. I've been collecting data for 4 months. In September, I'm going to formally launch the car rental business. Formally. That's going to be my first. That's September 1st. It's going to be the beginning of my calendar year, because I've been testing. And all of these fools on YouTube are telling you, you could do this in 3 weeks, you could quit your job. Really? So we're going to get into the nuts and bolts. Like I said, the LLC and holding company stuff is important, but in order of importance compared to marketplace data and being able to get customers, that's like on a scale of 1 to 10. And 10 being the highest, 1 being that's a 1. The 10 is getting customers, getting people to drop money. I'm gonna be like John Cressani. He cracks me up with this. He's just throwing money down. Let me see. He just like, you get this money, you be making it rain. He cracks me up with that. But that's the most important thing, creating a customer experience, creating a customer funnel. And that's what we're going to be getting into really hot and heavy for the next 3 months. And I'm going to tell you, it ain't going to be easy, because here's the thing. All right, I'm going to use you. Let's say you go to the store, right? All right. And you're in the store, you got a pocket full of money, and a customer service rep's like, sir, may I help you? And what do you say? No, I'm just looking. Even though in your mind, you came to that store to buy something. And when they ask you what you want, you say, no, I'm just looking, because you don't want to be sold to. That's what you're dealing with. You came to that store to buy something, and when someone says, hey, may I help you? Like, nah, I'm just looking. Even though you know in your heart of hearts you went to that store to buy something. You went to that store to buy something. When someone asks you, could they help you? Like, no. That's what you're dealing with. So you can ask these people, excuse me, sir, what exactly do you want? Well, let me think about it. Let me talk to the wife. You'll get all that. So when you can ask people honestly and openly what they want, they will give you bullshit because they don't want to be sold to. They want to do it on their own terms. They want to make that decision under their own power. They don't want your help. K Business Podcast, thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you. But see, more importantly, K's Business Podcast, Nobody's talking about how to get customers. No one's talking about that. Is the most basic element of business. How to get customers. And no one's talking about that. And that's one of the things, when I got that email, I got pissed. I was like, motherfucker, please. You ain't making no money and you want to talk about, hey, well, can you move to another state? And you ain't making no money. Why are you worried about that? That's like these guys who be worried about their girlfriend cheating on them before they even get a girlfriend. Well, I get me a girlfriend, she's going to cheat on me. It's like, do you have a girlfriend? No. How close are you to getting a girlfriend? I don't know anyone. I have no prospects. But they're worried that she's going to cheat on them even before she gets them. Even before they get her. I am not, all right, Kevin Hardum, let me explain to you why I'm not getting a tow truck. Let me go ahead and explain. Last time I washed my car, I was living in an apartment complex. 12 years ago. Last time I washed my car. I don't wash my car because it takes a lot of time to wash it the way I like it washed. I have a cleaning service that comes in. I don't clean up my house. I eat out because I don't have time to cook. So for me to get a pickup truck and to go out and pick up and tow my cars, that would take so much bandwidth. It is cheaper and easier and more cost effective for me to hire someone to come pick up the cars. Like it's anywhere from $95 to $160 to tow the car. I go ahead and get a truck. Something else I got to keep up with. I got to keep up with the truck. I got to pay insurance on the truck. I am not getting a truck. I am not at scale. Now, if I have 250 cars, I would probably get a tow truck, but I only got 30. I got 31 cars. I will have 31 cars after tomorrow. I don't have enough scale where getting a tow truck makes sense. See, and I'm not trying to be disrespect, Kevin, but you're thinking like a cheap person. Well, instead of paying these tow trucks, I'm going to get me a tow truck and I'm going to do it myself. All right. Once again, I'm going to do it myself. No billionaire has ever said that. No multimillionaire has ever said that. I'm going to do it myself. See, when you think of cost savings, you're going to do it yourself. Shout out to Anton. He actually put this out and I actually agree with him. How much of an hour of your time is worth? Do you know? There's 8,075 hours in a year. Do you know? My time is $250 per hour. $250. So I could take 3 hours and spend $750 to go pick up a truck, or I can spend $140 to have someone pick it up for me. What do you think I'm gonna do? What do you think I'm gonna do? Her name is Deanna, Deanna, at savagefinance.org. That's her email. Thank you, Porter City. Not properly setting up a corporate structure not only cost me a lot of money, but a lot of time fixing it. Nicholas, this is why, like I said, one of the things I've did is I made it simple. Because I learned from the strategic holding company, that was just too much for most people. So first week, planning. Second week, set up the holding company. Third week, set up the operating company. Fourth week, begin marketplace research. It's a certain sequence to move you along where you can build confidence and you can feel good about yourself as you build up your business. And I will say many businesses are not properly set up because that's why they couldn't get this EDL money. They couldn't get this PPP money because they weren't properly set up. So that's very important. But on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 1, with 1 being the least and 10 being the most important. It's a 1 compared to learning the skill of how to get customers. That's the most important thing you're going to do. And that's what we're going to spend the next 3 months talking about. I do retail sales. I get that all the time. Yes. Hey, may I help you? Nah, I'm just looking. Even though you walked in the store with a pocket full of money and you want to buy something. Because people don't want to be sold to. This is why I do inbound marketing, and that's going to be later down the road. Because we're going to deal with the basics, like how to get a customer as cheaply as possible. I don't run ads for a reason. Like if I ran ads, I would make more money, but I would also be spending a lot of money. Let's say if I spent $30,000 a month on ads, that might double my income. When I say might, because one of the things with ads is you've got to do a lot of testing. You've got to do testing of the creative. The creative is the ad. Then you've got to set it up. There's a whole bunch of parts to setting up an ad. You got to set up the ad. You got to set up the landing page. You got to set up the pre-recorded message. There's a lot of things you have to do. And I'm probably going to run some ads like later on after I get really deep in the corporate papers, but not no time soon. That's funny. So it's like a guy picking up a chick, play to her ego, build a story in the mind of she should. Dude, when I get back to the Lost Kings content, I'm going to blow y'all's mind because the name is, I had beautiful women come to my place and fuck me without taking them out, without buying them a dinner, without spending all of this time. It was straight up Alan Roger Curry, like, hey, let's do this. And I used inbound marketing with a direct response. I put out content, long form content, and I tested it. It took me a few months. I was like, this ad really works. This one sucks. This one really works. This one sucks. So my ads, like, I would write 10 ads and one would be really good and the other 9 would suck ass. So I would get rid of those 9 and then I would write another ad. And after a few months, I had 10 ads that all hit. Direct response inbound marketing. And that's what I do here on YouTube. I don't run ads for a reason because right now, my business, my cost structure is about 98% profit, which is why I had to start another business to get me some deductions because I was making so much money. Yep. What's going to happen is it's going to be stages. First thing is I got to get the cars. And the second thing I got to get is employees. And I'm figuring for every 30 to 40 cars, I'm going to need one employee, right? So 30 to 40 cars are going to generate, depending on what type of cars, let's say 45,000. So for every 30 cars, I'm going to need another employee. So if I have 100 cars, I'm going to need 3 employees. And I'm not going to set up a mechanic shop. One of the things, once again, it kind of goes back to, if I set up a mechanic shop, I got to go out and get oil. I may set up an oil change station because, once again, this is in the future because I will probably be in this office complex for 2 or 3 years. And then my next location is going to be a standalone location with garages. And I need garages and I need a huge parking lot, right? So there I will do that. But this is in the future because right now I don't have enough cars where it makes sense to have a mechanic shop at the moment. Because let's say I go out and I find a building, 10, 15,000 there. Then I got to spend 50, 60,000 on tools. And then I got to hire mechanics. So I can drop 250, 300,000 just on that. Just on that. Easy. So I'm not doing that. Jeremy Cato, what are you looking for? I'm just looking. Same answer. It's like people have this knee-jerk reaction that I'm just here, I want to do my thing, leave me alone. First you get the money, you get the cars, then you get the P. That's hilarious. But guys, essentially the corporate papers is a sequential thing, because I'm going to teach you how to set up the holding company. I'm going to teach you how to set up the operating companies. But more importantly, I'm going to teach you how to get customers. And once we get to the inbound marketing section, that's going to be lit. That's good. I'm very good at that. I'm really good at that. And it's something I've used in my personal life. It's something I've used in my professional life. I am really, really good at inbound marketing. And essentially what inbound marketing does is allows me to make money without running ads. There's a lot of people who can't do this. Alex Becker actually said one of the worst things to do to get people into your online course is a YouTube channel. I made $125,000 in the last 30 days using this YouTube channel. Alex. See, Alex doesn't know how to do that because, once again, if you have a huge budget or you love spending a lot of money on ads and getting a bunch of folks who are not interested in your product, okay, knock yourself out. That's funny. Philip Garcia, thanks for $10 super chat. You can sublet garage bays in your shop to mechanics. That way you can have mechanics on site, but they sublease and take care of their costs. Once again, that's in the future. I only have 31 cars. Probably beginning of the month, I'm going to have 32. So I don't have enough cars yet. And also, I'm already getting deals with I'm getting a fleet account at Pet Boys because, let me give you the rotation. For tires, I go to Pet Boys. For batteries, I go to Pet Boys. Oil changes, I go to Pet Boys. I got 3 places that do oil changes depending upon the car. And I'm getting a fleet account, which is going to get me additional discounts. If it's something simple, like today, I had to get rear tires for the X5. If I took these tires to Butler, I would have paid $1,000 for 2 tires, $1,000. And I took them to Pet Boys and I got them for $535, saving like $470. So I am learning, I've got a place to fix the Japanese cars. I got a place to fix the European cars. And I've got a place for routine, starters. I got a car that needs a starter. I'm taking it to Pet Boys because Pet Boys is going to be cheaper. So as I grow, once I get to about 250 cars, a lot of things, you guys, at 250 cars, having a tow truck may make sense. It may make sense. Nope, I don't spend money on ads. And this is when I get to the YouTube Creative, which will probably be next year. I'll be talking about that. Alex is a really smart guy, but Alex never wrote an ad to have a woman come fuck him at his house. He's never done that. I know this for a fact. I know that most men, 99.8% of the men, have never done that. And I actually had people at one point starting to steal my ads. They were stealing my ads. And he sells software to help on the ad spend. Once again, Alex is doing his thing, but what I'm doing works for me. 6 figures and no ad spend. Now, once I get some things dialed in, because right now, you guys watch the YouTube ads, you're seeing all these ads that are talking about, hey, you could do this and you could quit your job in 3 weeks. That's my competition. They're put that message out. So I'm coming up here, hey, my name is Glendon Cameron. I got something to sell you. It's pretty expensive and it ain't going to work quick. They've already heard from countless YouTube ads that you could do this in 3 weeks. You could do it in 90 days. And here I'm sitting there talking about, okay, guys, it's going to take you 2 to 3 years. I got to really work on my messaging before I even start running ads. Nicholas Carter, once again, cash is the cheapest way to buy a car, man. It's the cheapest way. Sears, that's going to be too big because I can tell you the rent they would want on that is going to be astronomical. That's too big. Well, we will see, Jason. We will see. Max Ace, how would you scale a bookkeeping business as a beginner? First of all, if I was going to start a bookkeeping business, I would do a direct response model. I would start a YouTube channel talking about bookkeeping, and I would promote my services on my YouTube channel. That's how I would scale a bookkeeping business because, bookkeeping is, quote, one of the most profitable businesses you could start. However, who's going to hire you? So if you do a YouTube channel, you become an authority, and that gets you a lot of business. Do you buy houses in cash? I put a lot down on this one, but no, I didn't buy this house in cash. In the future, I will. Yep, having a team of shops is key. I have a mechanic for things like starters, for fluid changes. I have a fleet count with Valvoline, and for tires, I'll get a fleet count. Yeah, because I'm getting a fleet account with Pet Boys. And one of the things is, for me, I'm very fortunate because Pet Boys is 5 minutes, 7 minutes away. My European place is 7 minutes away. Now, my Asian place, that's on Northside Drive. That's downtown. We will see. We will see. But, guys, don't be spellbound and mesmerized about the holding company concept. It is powerful, but it's kind of like your car without gas. You can have the nicest car in the world, but you don't have no gas. Where you going? Nowhere. And that's the same thing with holding company and operating companies. Your companies that make money is the gas. You got to have gas, man. And I just got this email and I got really frustrated because he didn't mention nothing about starting a business. He didn't mention nothing about, it was just all this stuff about, you could do this. And yeah, you can move one holding company, you can move an LLC from one state to another. But the question is, why would you be moving an LLC from one state to another? Now, let me go ahead and give you some thoughts of something I thought about. I thought about moving all of my companies to Florida. And let me explain what that would take. I would have to move all of my LLCs to Florida. I would have to move all of my cars and get them titled with a Florida title. It would be a logistical nightmare to move my company to Florida. It would. It would be ridiculously complicated. So why would you move an LLC to another state? And I'm about to show y'all something. How many of y'all know UPS is headquartered in Atlanta? If you knew that, put a 2 in the comments. Put a 2 in the comments if you knew that UPS was headquartered in Georgia. It's actually not that far from here. It's on Barfield Road. When I was working in Labor Ready, I'm about to show y'all something. So, all right. United Parcel Service. All right, this is it. United Parcel Service General Services. It is a foreign profit corporation. United Services, OSS Supply, United Parcel Services of America Incorporation. They're a foreign profit corporation. Why didn't UPS go ahead and transfer their company to Georgia? See, let me show you where UPS is. Oh, there's all that stuff. All right. So UPS registered their company here in Georgia as a foreign profit corporation. They did not move their company. UPS, a multi-billion-dollar company, did not move their company to the state of Georgia. They registered as a foreign profit corporation, and they're keeping it where it was originally founded, in Delaware. So why you with a small ass company want to move your company when UPS, a major multi-billion-dollar company, didn't do that? See, I'm teaching you guys how to do stuff effectively and cleanly. I'm not trying to teach you all this esoteric stuff that's going to get you in trouble. What do you mean by small food production company? What do you mean? A restaurant? What do you mean? A ghost kitchen? What are you talking about? Extraordinary. The reason I ask is because I heard one say that a house or car is not worth the full amount, so that's why they say they would never pay cash for cars or houses. Extraordinary money. The reason they won't pay cash for cars or houses is they don't have the money. That's why they can't. Hey, you're on the east side. You're on the east side, man. Darius Hopper, what happens if your LLC business doesn't make money? Can you still write off expenses on your taxes? It really depends. Do you have a source of income? If you have a job and you have an LLC at home that you're getting started, and this LLC is doing business, legitimately doing business, it's not a shell corp, then yeah, you can offset your job income with that LLC. But you got to know how to do it. What is the criteria? I'll get into that when tonight we're talking about LLCs. I will get into all of that in the car video next week. All right. You knew. A lot of credit companies are in Delaware. All right. We're not talking about investing. I invest in companies, not stocks. Yes, the men's channel is coming back, the Lost Kings, headquartered in Louisville, Kentucky. Frozen products. Once again, G Tabla, you need to find an audience before you create a product. Who's going to buy your product? That's the thing you need to focus on. You need to dream. You need to eat, sleep that. Who's going to buy your product? Everyone comes up with a product or service and they're in love with it and they don't know who's going to buy it. They have no clue. Before I created the corporate toolbox and the corporate papers, I knew there was an audience that was going to buy before I created it. You should be in a similar situation. You should not be creating products and services and wonder who's going to buy them. You shouldn't do that. Delaware has favorable business laws. So if you sue, because, all right, like UPS is headquartered in Delaware. So if you want to sue UPS, you would have to sue them in Delaware, and the Delaware courts are much more favorable to business entities. Ooh, Nicholas Carter, if it's not worth the full amount, why pay more with interest? What's that guy with the, he thinking? Glennon, can you only lose money for 3 years and the LLC becomes Amazon.com did not make money for 14 years. The Internal Revenue Service, like, okay, let me give you the game. Let me give you the source. Let me give you the game. If you have a business that you're trying to make money and you're really trying and you don't make any money, but you, like, let's say you have employees. And let's talk about revenue and making money. Let's say your business makes enough money to pay its bills, but doesn't make a profit. You can do that for 10, 20 years. The Internal Revenue Service ain't going to give a shit. Well, Canadian stuff is different than United States stuff. So I'm not well versed in Canadian stuff, so I don't really know. Once again, you need to keep documentation because for those of you who want to get in the car rental course, I got some stuff in there that's going to blow your mind. It's literally going to blow your mind. But once again, I want you guys to, like I said, get in the corporate papers. We're going to start talking about how to get customers. Your business ain't shit without customers. It ain't shit. You can have I had this friend years and years ago, and we used to sit around and talk about business, and he rewrote his articles of organization like 25 times. His articles were so tight. He never started the business. He ended up working for MARTA as a cop. He never started the business. Never. Don't be that guy. We got into charging order protection for single member LLCs and business friendly laws. Let me go ahead and give you the game. Let's say you have a holding company and your holding company owns your operating company. And as the single member LLC. And let's say your operating company gets sued. All right. So if you've got your operating company set up correctly, there's no way that they can pierce your corporate veil if it's set up correctly, if you have the right articles of organization, if you're running your business correctly. Like, give you an example. And this happened to a friend of mine who I warned him. He used to commingle funds. Now, what is commingling of funds? I have a separate and distinct personal checking account, and I have separate and distinct business checking accounts. He just ran everything out of his business account. And one of his vehicles got in an accident. And the attorney saw that he had a business and saw that his business was in an office complex. So the attorney got in his car and came and saw it was a nice office complex. So the attorney sued him, and the attorney had something that's called discovery, where they call you in and ask you a bunch of questions, and they had subpoena power. They requested documents. And when they saw that he did not have a personal checking account, that's how they pierced the corporate veil, because he was paying his personal bills out of his business checking account. So the attorney's argument was there is no separation between Mr. Charles and his business. He is the business is him. It's one and the same. Booyah. Because he didn't set his business up properly. So, there was this conversation of piercing the corporate veil. You know how the corporate veil gets pierced? Because you're doing dumb shit. Like not having a separate personal checking account. This is why I have, I've cleaned up my act, because essentially my business was in the manner I didn't have to worry about being sued. I didn't have to worry about it. But now with this car rental business, I have a separate business checking account. I have a separate business credit card. It is all completely separated. It is all completely separated. So I'm getting ready to, my first year, because I got tons of receipts and stuff I got to scan. I'm gonna set up a QuickBooks account for Mac Daddy Autos, and I got a lot of stuff I got to do. As long as you have good records, you can lose money forever. Promote college roommate. Like I said, there's like, oh, you only have 3 years. Amazon.com did not make money for 14 years. Make money. So what we're getting into the corporate toolbox is the finer points of making money. We're going to be talking about how to get customers. And I'm going to teach you how I get customers. You got to have customers. Without customers, you don't have nothing. You have nothing. And one of the things that I'm realizing is that people don't want to do things correctly. Like, shout out to him. He was talking about he got the emails and he wasn't reading the emails. And tomorrow I'm going to do a live stream spelling out what you need to do. I may do this Sunday, and I may do it every week to say, hey, start here, do this, do this, do this, do this. Because a lot of people are just skipping over stuff and they're asking me like, hey, what should I be doing? I was like, did you read the email? I'm going to have to get on to people by reading the emails, because I send it out and I want you guys to be successful. But a holding company without revenue ain't shit. It's just like, I have a holding company. Look at me. I am so sophisticated. I'm so smart. I don't have no damn money, but I have a holding company and I have an operating company. Yes, I do. But I don't have no business that makes money. Yardbird, squawk, squawk. Yardbird, squawk, squawk. That's yardbird action. All right, like affiliate marketing. Let's just go here. Affiliate marketing can be one of the hardest things you ever do. If you are starting to do affiliate marketing and you don't have a following, you're not going to make any money. You're going to have to spend money on ads, and that can get very expensive real quick. That can get very expensive really, really quick. Really, really quick. You see on YouTube, do affiliate marketing. You can make all this money. If you have a following, yeah. But if you don't have a following, it's going to be tough sledding. It's going to be really, really hard to make some money. Really, really hard. So once again, if you compose and set up your LLC correctly, and you get to proper insurances and you're running business legitimately, it's going to be pretty damn hard for someone to pierce the corporate veil. And I told my friend, I was like, dude, you got to stop doing that. And a lot of people do stuff. I'm like, you got the money. Why are you doing it like this? And then when his employee hit someone, T-boned them, and they came after him hard. He lost his house, which was paid for. He lost his house, which was paid for. He damn near lost his company. All because he did not want to have multiple. This is why I talk about segmentation of your money. This is so important, because you could be doing things that could create a situation where if someone finds out what you're doing, you have pierced the corporate veil yourself. Having a holding company operating company set up with no revenue. OS Live having an iPhone 12 with no phone service. Shout out to the iPhone 12. Pretty much. You know what? Or having an iPhone with no power. I was somewhere and my phone went dead, and man, I felt stranded. I felt stranded on the island. I could not do nothing. My phone was dead. So it's like having an iPhone with no power. It's just dead. How often do you shift money from the operating companies? Well, right now I'm not shipping any money from the from Mac Daddy Autos because all the money is going toward repairs. I shift the money daily. It's like operating company is just like a soldier, right? Just go out there, fight that war, bring back the dollars, and I transfer them to the holding company daily. I don't wait. There is no certain thing because the holding company owns the operating company. So the operating company is the holding company's bitch. Bitch, where my money? Where is my money? So I transfer it every day. What is E&O? So, like I'm saying, guys, this whole thing with the holding companies and operating companies is important, it's essential, but compared to learning how to make money, and this is what we're going to be getting into for the next 3 months, how to create marketplace analysis, collect data points, collect data sets, how to interpret the data, and then how to make business decisions based upon data. Like, after like the Porsche I sold, I wish I hadn't sold it. That was a very emotional, because I was like, man, he rented my car and sold it. I was so pissed, and that was an emotional reaction. After looking at the data, that car rented out very well on Turo. It rented out very well on HireCar. I should have never sold it. That's why I bought another one. I bought the car based upon data, not how I feel, not on emotion, not my gut, based on, okay, this thing's going to hit. I worked for a mortgage broker doing accounting work and found out the owner's wife was shopping out the... Woo! Yeah, he could go to jail for that. You cannot be touching that earnest money. He could go to jail for that. Yeah. Why did his wife even have access to that account? Man, that's crazy. You can use personal credit cards to pay business expenses, but you got to keep good records. Errors and omissions. Okay. Nope. The operating company is paying for the operating company repairs because the operating company has revenue. Let me show y'all real quick. Is it going to let me log in? Yeah. So this is what I've made so far this month. This month is going to be, I'm suspecting it's going to be 22, potentially 24. It just depends upon how these last 5 days go. Because if you can see, I have some days where I will do like 1,800. I had a day where I did 2,500. So we will see and how it rents. But I'm feeling I'm going to do like 22, 24. And this isn't with all my cars rented out. This isn't with all my cars rented out. Currently, I have 15 of my 30 cars not rented. I've got 3 in the shop, 4 in the shop, 5 in the shop. I've got 5 in the shop. I will be picking up my 31st car tomorrow. Then I got to, hopefully, we're going to pick it up in the morning and get it over there for the GPS kill switch. Hopefully, because I have a feeling Saturday's going to be busy. So we're about to do 22. And what I fully expect is to do 30 something in September because I'll have all my cars. So I don't, the operating company is making money to pay its own bills. I pay myself from the holding company. I don't pay myself from the operating company. Error and omissions if you get sued. Okay. Like, guys, I'm going to teach you how to run a proper company. Like, the way that I got Mac, like, I have Mac Daddy Autos completely separated, and I have all the accounting separated because Mac Daddy Autos, there's a lot of liability with cars. So I'm being aware of that. Errors and omissions of the protected office of the organization. If there's a mistake made by them in doing business, it doesn't apply to a holding company. Well, like, once again, guys, this is why I say the stuff I say. I try to teach you, like, this is why I'm talking about get your articles of organization very specific and run your business a certain way. If you run your business a certain way, you're never going to have to worry about being sued. Or if you get sued, it won't be that bad because we'll be talking about that. Scott Jefferson, will the IRS take bank statements instead of receipts if you get audited? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I've never been audited, so I don't know. And this is one of the things, because in September, I'm cleaning up my act even more. Like, I've just realized that there's so many things that are deductions for me. It's stupid. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, so I'm gonna get me a little scanner. Like, give you an example. When I buy gas for a car, that's a business expense. And I need to scan that receipt and keep all of my gas and all this other stuff. So I'm going to teach you how to get your act together and to make sure that you're doing business. Because, like, if you're running your business legitimately and properly, there's always a chance if you make a lot of money, you can get sued. There's always a chance. But if you're running your business properly, even if you get sued, there's not a lot they can do if you know what you're doing. So one of the things I want you guys to understand is I'm teaching you stuff that won't get you in trouble. And this is why I stay away from all of the esoteric stuff. Like, once again, a lot of people are doing holding companies in Wyoming because of the charging orders and stuff. What are you doing to get sued? What are you doing to get sued? I mean, seriously. Business, there's a reason for insurance. Tomorrow, like, I'm in a situation right now where Geico canceled my insurance policy. So I know what's coming. I'm going to get letters from the state of Georgia where I'm going to have to pay like $20 per car, $180 fine for having a lapse in policy. They did that to me. So I know that's coming. And this is why I have, buying multiple cars. Like, it's crazy because my State Farm agents, they were like, what's he doing to all these cars? And Geico just freaked out. And someone called me and I tried to call her back and I could never reach the chick. And I was just sitting there like, man. Bank statements are better than nothing. And this is why I'm going to have all my receipts scanned in. What I'm going to do in September, every gas receipt, I'm going to scan that in. It's all about keeping really good records. I'm going to scan because every time someone brings a car back and they don't fill it up, I scan that receipt in. That's a tax deduction. And premium, the BMWs all run on premium. It ain't cheap. I'm going to use the cloud. I'm going to get a scanner and just cloud them in. And I'm going to do it by week, and I'm going to do it by month. Once again, let's talk about this. What are you doing to get personally sued? Being a corporate citizen is about conducting yourself in a certain manner. So I don't drink and drive, because let's say I was drinking and driving and I hit someone and I killed someone. They could personally sue me and come after my holding company and everything I got. That's why I don't drink and drive. I'm not going to hit and kill anyone. So there's a level of accountability, because if you conduct your life in a certain manner, your chances of getting sued are pretty slim. My wife wanted to add her as an account user to my business. That's hilarious, James. That's hilarious. You didn't get her a companion Amex? You got to be really, really careful. And at some point, I'm going to have to issue a key employee a corporate credit card. So when I hire someone, they're going to have to be vaccinated. I'm going to have to do a credit check. I'm going to have to do a driving, because they're going to be driving. And I'm going to have to hire someone in a good situation. And they're going to have a corporate credit card. Why would they have a corporate credit card? For gas, for repairs, because as long as it's always me, I got to show up and pay the bill. So I'm like, here's a corporate credit card, and I'm going to have them sign a statement saying that I will never use this credit card for personal stuff. And if I do use it for personal stuff, I will consider that I will give you permission to file a police report on me. I am not going to play around with that. Some people just sue, but here's the thing. Suing someone is not as easy as you think it is. It's not. Jane said she wasn't shooting with him in the gym. Oh, man, that's hilarious. No, my CPA knows more than I do. I don't know everything about tax law. I mean, like, one thing I found out recently, as a business owner, there's a special 20% deduction that I can take. I just found that out. I didn't know that. He knew it. Well, she knew it. J Tababa, like food and cosmetics, you guys have got to have some crazy level of insurance. You gotta have some crazy level of insurance, man. So you gotta have your insurance. All right. So go, guys, get in the corporate papers. I'm not sending out an email tonight, but in the morning I will send out the email, because some people, people like to join the corporate papers in the middle of the night. Every night between 12 and 3 a.m., I get a bunch of people signing up. I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. QBI deduction. So I am looking at a $50,000 to $60,000 refund this year. I've never gotten a refund like that in my life. That's what I'm looking at this year. All right, so go in below, get in the corporate papers, and I will see you guys in the next one.